Hi guys, Tiffany here from Lake Life State of Mind, and welcome to another edition of Thirsty Thursday. This is my Thanksgiving edition of Thirsty Thursday. Next weekend is Thanksgiving, not next weekend, next week is Thanksgiving, my absolute favorite holiday of the year. And I know you all will be busy with your family, as will I, so I will not be coming to you with a Thirsty Thursday cocktail. So this is your final fall cocktail of 2020. When we come back the week after, we'll be in December, and I'm going to be doing winter cocktails instead. So this is it, guys. I'm going out with a bang, as I did when I gave up summer and moved to fall. We are going to be making a cinnamon, apple, and pear sangria. So easy. Actually already threw it together. Everything's already in the punch bowl, but wanted to talk to you guys about it, share what was put inside of this punch bowl, give you some ideas and ways that you can make this and have it fit to your liking, your family's liking. So simple. The best part about this, in my opinion, with sangria is this is a make-ahead recipe. And when it comes to Thanksgiving time, anything that you can make ahead of time is a winner in my book. Even with this year, we are having 5 people total for Thanksgiving, the 3 of us in our house and my mom and my stepdad. It is going to be very low-key, social distance. We're following all the rules. But still, when you're making a ham and you're making a turkey and you've got all of the delicious sides and the desserts and you want to have that feast, it's a lot, whether it's on a scale of 20 or if it's 5 people. So anything that you can pace out and plan ahead is just in your best interest. So this is one of those that can be made ahead, actually tastes better when made ahead. So this is a really, really, really good option to have at your Thanksgiving dinner this year. So like I mentioned, this is a cinnamon, apple, and pear sangria. It's apple and pear because inside of here, I've actually chopped up, and I'm gonna try to pull this out. I chopped some apples. These red ones here are Honey Crisp. They're definitely a sweeter apple. I used 2 Honey Crisp apples as well as 1 Tartar apple, which is a Granny Smith, okay? And then in addition to that, I chopped up 3, or sliced up, not chopped up, sliced 3 pears. So 3 pears, 3 apples. I used 2 Honey Crisps, 1 Granny Smith, just to have sweet and tart. But this is one of those places where you can choose to pick how you want to add your apples and how you want to add your pears and what varieties of them you want to use. You can also chop them instead of putting them into slices like I have here. That is completely and totally up to you. I personally like to have my glass and then pick up my apple, pick up my pear, and actually eat it with my fingers. Up to you, however you want to do it. So that's that. So we've got 3 pears, 3 apples. In addition to that, we have an entire bottle of white wine. I chose to use Pinot Grigio inside of the sangria. Feel free to use a Chardonnay. That would be really nice in here as well. If you're looking for something super sweet, I would go with a Moscato, or you could go with a sweet Riesling. What I do want to tell you is that whatever wine you do decide to choose, finding one that isn't too expensive, you don't want to use your best bottle of wine inside of a sangria. Look at all the other ingredients that I put inside. The wine is going to be showcased, but there's going to be other flavors that are masking that full flavor. You don't want to use $100 bottle of wine inside of your sangria. This barefoot variety is delicious. I got this at Publix for $4.98. They sell this at Target as well. Cheap. Cupcake variety is also a really good one that's not too expensive. So it is Thanksgiving. If you want to splurge a little bit, by all means, go ahead and do so. I'm just letting you know that your most expensive bottle of wine is going to be wasted inside something like a sangria. So hold off on that and use a cheaper wine or a decent priced bottle of wine and you'll be fine. So white wine, apples and pears, the liquor. This is another area where you can also make this to your liking. I'm going to tell you that I ended up using Crown Royal apple whiskey. A couple weeks ago, I made apple pie pudding shots and I used this inside of it. It was absolutely delicious. This so good inside of here. So I use Crown Royal apple whiskey. If you want it to be more spicy, a little bit more cinnamon-y, you could use Fireball whiskey. So this is a cinnamon whiskey. So this is another good option to go in here to give this a little bit more of a spice. Or you can go the more traditional way. If you've seen other apple sangria recipes, a lot of people will just use apple vodka inside, and that works perfect as well. So those are three options that you could choose from. I personally put in the Crown Royal apple, but feel free to use the Fireball, feel free to use the apple vodka, completely up to you. Apple cider, that's one of the main ingredients inside of this. Store-bought, love it. If you make your own, amazing. I'm jealous, but bought this from Publix as well. And what has not gone in here yet, but will right at the end, sparkling water, club soda, Sprite, something carbonated. I found apple flavored sparkling water. I know Bubbly makes a variety as well. I don't know all the other brands, but found it with sparkling ice, grabbed myself a bottle because I thought it would intensify the apple flavor. Again, this is something that you can change for what you're liking or whatever you have on hand. Club soda, Sprite, another sparkling water flavor that you think might go good with this, feel free to use as well. You're only going to be using like a half a cup of this at the end, so you really, or excuse me, a cup of this at the end, so it's not going to overpower too much. And because of the cinnamon, I did drop in a couple of cinnamon sticks inside. So that's it. The best part is that everything literally just gets dumped inside of a punch bowl, or you could also put it in a pitcher, and that's what I have right behind me here. I am grabbing this, so pardon my back. This is something that I tend to use when I'm having a bigger gathering. Now this year there's only 5 of us, one of which is not even old enough to drink. My mom doesn't really drink. They might have a couple sips of this, possibly, who knows. So I don't need a pitcher this large. If I was using a pitcher this large, I would make this for a party and I would probably double all of the ingredients to have inside of this pitcher. I do want to warn you though, or not warn you, but tell you, because I have made this mistake before, where I've put everything inside of the pitcher. Everybody comes and they get their drink from the spout, which is great, but I forgot to kind of open up the lid and put the ladle inside, because people are still going to want to have that fruit. So if you're serving in a pitcher some sort of sangria, just make sure that you're opening it up and keeping the ladle inside as well, so that people can still take a scoop of the fruit and then they can get their drink down at the bottom. Makes sense? I don't know why I hadn't thought about that before, and I did that at a party and I was like, why did I do that? And then it was all that delicious fruit just sitting at the bottom and all of the liquid was gone. So not my brightest moment, learn from my mistakes. So we're gonna turn around here. So really, I'm just gonna tell you what I did and put inside of here. Making ahead, this again can be made on Wednesday. 24 hours to marinate, marry all the flavors together. I chopped up the 3 pears, the 3 apples that went inside, poured in the full bottle of my white wine. I added in a half a cup of my apple whiskey. Whatever alcohol you're using, feel free to substitute. So you could use half a cup of your Fireball. You could also use half a cup of your apple vodka. It's just half a cup of whatever liquor you're using. The wine, by the way, is a 750 milliliter bottle. We added in, or I added in, 2.5 cups of apple cider, just poured right inside. And I also added, and they're hidden, I was trying to play around and find them in there, and I can't seem to find them with all of this fun fruit going on. But I added in 2 cinnamon sticks into the party, and that's it. At this point, this is where you would close, cover, do whatever you want to keep this in the refrigerator overnight. If you cannot do it overnight, you need just an hour, at least an hour for the flavors to marry together, but the longer, obviously, the better. When you are ready to serve, right before you are ready to serve, that's when you're going to add inside your sparkle. So 1 cup of this apple crisp, sparkling water, club soda, Sprite, whichever you choose, that's what's gonna go in right at the end. And that's it, you're done. That's your entire sangria. Absolutely delicious, perfect, perfect, perfect drink for you to sip on with your Thanksgiving dinner. All the flavors of fall inside. Kind of sad to say goodbye to fall. So funny because I'm normally not a huge fall person in terms of the flavors of fall or really embracing fall, because I'm gonna be honest, it's November. I'm wearing a sweater because it's 72 degrees outside, but it really hasn't gotten, it's still in the 80s predominantly here. So for fall, we really don't have a fall in Florida. So I don't get to enjoy the traditional fall. So I was a little bit nervous because I was really on the summer cocktails. That's my thing, the rums, the flavored rums, all the tropical fruit, I love that. I was nervous because I committed myself and had the goal of making these fall cocktails, and I've got to say it was so much fun. I enjoyed the challenge. I love the drinks. It was great, great, great. This one ended this whole season off just perfectly. And I will be taking next week off, like I said, for Thanksgiving. I hope you guys are too. And then when we come back in December, I'm gonna be doing some winter cocktails for you guys. Probably not gonna be winter weather here yet then either, but I'm again looking forward to the challenge, and it's really pushing me to be super creative and find cocktails in different flavors that I probably normally wouldn't do unless I had to show up here for you guys and make some fun things. So I appreciate you. I am grateful for you. This is so much fun for me, sharing these cocktails, sharing this time with you, inviting you into my kitchen each and every week to make these cocktails with me. Grateful for it, grateful for all of you that follow along. You have no idea how happy it makes me to know that you're watching, you're making these things for yourself, for your family, and you're enjoying them. I couldn't be more grateful, and it's a perfect time to be grateful. Should be grateful all the time, but extra grateful with Thanksgiving being next week. The recipe written up as well as this video is obviously going to be posted in YouTube. The post for with the actual measurements of everything is in my blog post. You can find it at lakelifestateofmind.com. Everything will be linked for you. If you make this for Thanksgiving, do not forget to tag me. I am on Instagram, I'm on Pinterest, I'm on YouTube like I mentioned, I'm on Facebook as Lake Life State of Mind. It is such a pleasure. Love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm extra grateful for you, and I hope you're enjoying making cocktails with me as much as I'm enjoying making them for you guys. Happy November, happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you all in December. Have a great day. Bye.